So, one day, one Mr. Masahiro Sakurai was playing with cotton balls and marshmallows, and Kirby was born. Kirby stands as one of Nintendo's more emphasized properties. Maybe not as much as these guys, but certainly more than these guys. Kirby's Dream Land is pretty standard for a platformer. I'd definitely say that there are a few things in this game that stand out. At least for the time, anyway. You can inhale, exhale, you press up to float? Not weird, just not something I'm used to after playing later games in the series. Obviously you can't get abilities in this game. What, did you think you could, you little idiot? You stupid moron? Closest thing we've got is this mic and this bomb.
There's a bomb strapped to my chest!
Let's go level by level, starting with Green Greens. This one's okay. I mean, they're all okay, but this one's especially okay. It has the classic music we all know so well. This game is kind of violent, actually. Everything explodes when you kill it. I always thought this tree part was kind of neat. It has these textures that kind of remind me of Mario 3. Here we have Gusty Greenery himself, he's dead. Castle Lololo. For some reason, this one didn't return in Spring Breeze, a mode in Kirby Superstar that's kind of like a remake of this game.
I went into more detail about Spring Breeze than maybe I should have, but also, I neglected to mention that Castle Lololo and Float Islands are crudely crammed into one level. I'll talk more about this game at a later date.
This thing makes you all flashy. Lolo and Lala are from, some other game I can't think of. Again with the big explosions, there aren't even any remains, this is nuts! Float Islands probably has the best music in the game, I'd say. May sound familiar. I fucking hate these seeds! These walls look like Pop-Tarts, I think. Ooh, I forgot about the ship part. Pretty dang neat if I say so myself. Kirby gets sent to a barber shop in the sky and fights Kabula, who is probably the best fight in the game. I've always liked boss fights where I can shoot stuff a bunch of times. Bubbly Clouds kinda kicked my ass a bit, I gotta admit. There's these godforsaken runts that are very mean and refuse to be eaten. The nerve of some people! It's so weird seeing enemies like Waddle Dudes. It's so weird seeing enemies like Waddle Doos and Blade Knights and not even being able to commit fraud. This level feels kinda long, maybe it's because of this maze part I kinda hate. Back to the level kicking my ass though. It's not really that this level is hard or anything, but you kinda just have to be a bit more patient. You can't waltz through it like all the other levels. Why can't the whole game just be one way or the other though? It's kinda irritating for a game this short. Guess I ought to talk about the length, huh? My playthrough clocked in at about a heaping 35 minutes. And at least a fifth of it was spent on the final boss, more on that later. What a commitment, right? The levels are pretty decently sized too, except for this one, which feels kinda disproportionate, but maybe I just blow at the game. Right after that we're at the final level, which puts pieces of the whole game together. Usually when games do stuff like this, where it's a big great finale with a bunch of stuff from earlier, I'm into it. But it doesn't exactly have the same effect when it's calling back to something I literally played 15 minutes ago. You've got to fight a boss again after each of the very, very brief segments. Do all that and you fight DDD. Oh, good God, that's a lot of health! He's not even hard either, he's just very, very beefy! It's even worse if you come into the fight all battered up and die when he's almost gone. I got a game over here since I lost so many lives on level 4, and yes, I know, I got a game over in a Kirby game. Anyway, beat him up and you're done. Kirby does a little dance and holds a sign up. He doesn't emote that much in this game other than his body movement type stuff. I guess that's it then. It's unlike the rest of the series in a few ways, but many first entries are like that. It's still Kirby though, and I guess you can't get too far from Kirby for it to still be Kirby. I don't know if I should say this game is entirely skippable or worth knocking out because of its length, so instead I won't say anything at all. Good night.